welcome back to the most extreme universe mode in YouTube history. 101 at ringside as always, and what a great episode of ECW we have got for you viewers tonight, as decided by you guys in tonight's main event in an Extreme Rules contest. It is going to be champion versus champion, Rob Van Dam versus Kevin Steen. But before all that, kicking off tonight's episode of ECW, another Extreme Rules match. This time it is going to be Raven versus a debuting Super Crazy. You can see Super Crazy excited to make his debut, but Raven not excited to see Super Crazy. Raven attacking Crazy as he was talking to the fans, and this one officially underway. Crazy, like I said, making his ECW debut this time around. Going to be an interesting matchup, this one. Raven, of course, known for that brawling style. Super Crazy, the luchador, showing some of that high-flying luchador action early on with that springboard hurricane that's sending Raven down. But the veteran is showing a bit of speed there, countering Super Crazy onto the outside. Raven with that delayed fisherman. Great move by Raven. And guys, we are coming off a very successful and brilliant ECW exclusive pay-per-view. That pay-per-view being ECW Hardcore Reunion. So if any of you guys are fans of this show and have not seen that pay-per-view yet, then I highly recommend you go back and take a look at that one. I'm going to be linking that in the description below. So like I said, if you haven't seen the pay-per-view yet, then you should definitely go back and take a look. That pay-per-view, definitely the most extreme pay-per-view in WWE Games history. That pay-per-view producing 8 amazing matches, including a super main event in which we saw RVD defeat Bam Bam Bigelow for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship in an Extreme Rules tables, ladders and chairs match. That now confirming Rob Van Dam's spot coming up at bragging rights in that triple threat champion of champions matchup. So it's going to be ECW champion RVD versus Raw's world champion Steve Austin versus SmackDown world heavyweight champion CM Punk. That match being a triple threat, of course. 3 champions will enter, but only 1 champion will leave. The other 2 champions are going to be stripped of their respective world titles. So for the sake of ECW and the sake of Rob Van Dam, let's hope RVD is successful in that championship matchup and RVD can bring the debuting champion of champions championship back home to the land of extreme. But into the action. This one has been great so far. Super Crazy now with that roll up, but Raven kicking out. Raven coming off a big loss after Extreme Reunion when Tommy Dreamer defeated Raven in arguably the match of the night. That match ending when Tommy Dreamer sent Raven off a ladder through a flaming table. So only God knows the shape of what Raven's body is going to be like after that grueling match. I guess we'll find out as this match continues. But early on, Raven not looking too bad now. Big spine buster, sending the debuting Crazy onto that steel chair. The ECW referee only getting a 2 count, and Raven, as quickly as Crazy was back up, Raven quickly taking him down. Raven again putting Crazy. What has he got in store? Big clubbing knee lift. A knee bouncing off the chin of Super Crazy. And do not forget, this match is Extreme Rules, as we have come accustomed to here on ECW. Raven now delaying on the outside of the ring, and Super Crazy again showing that high-flying luchador action. An amazing move off that springboard. And now Crazy, despite being a high flyer, showing now he can get extreme with that mop shot to the face of Raven. But Raven, though, definitely more accustomed to this extreme style. Back in control of Super Crazy. And now Raven throwing Super Crazy back into the ring and quickly following from behind. So like I announced at the top of this show, a great main event. It is going to be Extreme Rules also. It is going to be the ECW World Champion Rob Van Dam versus the ECW Television Champion Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen winning that championship from Jerry Lynn at the pay-per-view. Not only have we got a champion versus champion main event, we have also got the reformation of the Latino World Order. The former ECW Tag Team Champions Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio back on the same page and making their re-debut as a tag team here tonight on ECW. But more on that very shortly, because back in the action, Raven with that steel chair, a big shot to the chest of Super Crazy. And now Raven picking him back to his feet. What has Raven got in store this time for Crazy? Oh, sending his face down onto the mat, possibly bouncing Crazy's face off that steel chair. So far, a very painful debut for Super Crazy, but managing to fight out of that one. Super Crazy now on the apron. Gonna be looking for some more high-flying action, I'm sure. Off the ropes. Going for that drop kick, but Raven swatting him away. Big kick, Irish whip. Oh, and another big spine buster. For the second time in this match, we have seen that spine buster by Raven. And now Raven definitely more at home with the weapons. Trash can in hand. A trash can shot. A huge trash can shot at that. To the head of Super Crazy. And now Raven continuing to take advantage of this extreme environment. Removing the turnbuckle pad. And now sending Super Crazy into it. But Crazy fighting back with the reversal. What is this? Off the ropes, into the cover. But Raven kicking out after a 2 count. This match does continue and Super Crazy remains to be in control. Big German suplex, sending the former leader of the flock down again. Raven, a former ECW World Champion, in trouble in this one. Raven already having a bad week after losing to Tommy Dreamer at the pay-per-view. Oh, and Super Crazy looking to end it with his moonsault. But Raven out of the way. Oh, another big face buster onto the steel chair. Connecting much better this time. Wake up taunt time. What has Raven got in store? Irish whip. Oh, big back body drop. You can see the trash can. That trash can completely flattened by the weight of Super Crazy crashing down on it. And now Raven looking to end this one. The Raven effect DDT on that steel chair. Raven looking to get a big victory. And he does. Not a great debut for Super Crazy, but Raven back on track here on ECW. Despite Raven losing to Tommy Dreamer at the Hardcore Reunion pay-per-view. Raven back on track here tonight on ECW with a huge victory over Super Crazy. And you can see him backstage now. Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero, also known as the Latino World Order. They are going to be making their re-debut here on ECW. And as you can see, their opponents are going to be Chris Jericho and Chris Jericho's hand-picked partner, Rhino. Now, guys, if you missed the Hardcore Reunion pay-per-view, then you would have seen Rhino viciously attacking TV champion Jerry Lynn, or should I say the former TV champion Jerry Lynn. We don't know exactly why Rhino attacked Jerry Lynn, but that attack basically costing Jerry Lynn the championship to Kevin Steen. So Rhino showing his brutal and vicious style and vicious mindset at the hands of Jerry Lynn. Rhino with a newfound aggression, as if he wasn't aggressive enough already. And he is Chris Jericho's handpicked partner tonight. So again, it's going to be Latino Heat and Lionheart Chris Jericho locking up. This time in tag team action. The Latino World Order back together once again. It is the L.W.O versus the team of Chris Jericho and Rhino. This match has been an exciting one thus far. Rhino and Guerrero, the respective legal men for their teams. Oh, and the Man Beast taking Latino Heat down again. It's probably worth me noting that Eddie Guerrero is not an ECW superstar. Eddie Guerrero currently contracted to Monday Night Raw as War. but has been invited here to ECW tonight by his long-term friend Rey Mysterio. Oh, Rhino, the big steel step shot to Guerrero. Latino Heat in trouble. But as I was saying, despite the L.W.O being back together, Eddie and Rey on opposite shows. Rey, of course, on ECW. Eddie Guerrero over on Monday Night Raw as well. As I said, Guerrero is a guest here tonight by Rey Mysterio. But with these two men being on opposite shows, we're not exactly sure yet what the future holds for this tag team. But nevertheless, if only for one night only, the L.W.O are back together again, and Eddie Guerrero once again on ECW. Rey Mysterio now the legal man for his team, but the man beast Rhino showing some strength, but Rey showing some strength of his own, fighting back. Oh, the man beast Rhino fixing that situation with that huge belly to belly onto Rey. But Rey again fighting back, the former world champion and former cruiserweight champion with the leapfrog. And now that big enziguri kicked him to the chin of Rhino. Rhino, the strongest man in this contest, you got to assume, but currently in trouble. The L.W.O about to deliver some double team action, and they do. That drop kick and face buster combination. Guerrero torn into the ECW fans. You can see the L.W.O with their brand new matching ring attire. Jericho tag back in again though. As we saw at the Hardcore Reunion pay-per-view, it was Latino Heat Chris Jericho once again, this time in a table match. The match being another phenomenal match, back and forth it went. But in the end, ultimately Chris Jericho defeating Latino Heat in that table match, when from nowhere Chris Jericho delivering a brutal triangle drop kick, dropping Eddie off that apron through the table. But back in this one, Guerrero on the top rope, Hurricanrana into the pin. But Jericho kicking out after only a 1 count. It is going to take much more than just that to keep Lionheart down for the 3 count. The first ever undisputed champion now sent for a tornado backbreaker by Latino Heat. But again, Jericho kicking out. The referee not even getting a 1 count that time. Latino Heat sending Y2J back into the corner. Jericho, one of the biggest heels we've got here on ECW, refusing to give in and now fighting back, putting Guerrero on that top rope. What has Jericho got in store? Oh, a huge top rope Hurricanrana. Chris Jericho showing the ECW fans why he is one of the top names we have got here in the land of extreme. Now Eddie being sent for a big suplex into the cover, but Guerrero this time kicking out after not only getting a single 1 count. Jericho now on the outside, regrouping with Rhino. Rhino and Jericho possibly doing some sort of plan here. Rhino attempting to distract Eddie Guerrero. Jericho now on the steps, but Guerrero not taking his eyes off Jericho. The plan is backfired for Y2J. Y2J bringing the steel steps into the ring, only to be brain busted by Guerrero onto the steps. The plan backfiring, and the Latino World Order back together again, and the L.W.O with a huge victory over the team of Chris Jericho and Eddie Guerrero. It looks as if this Chris Jericho Eddie Guerrero feud is going to continue, and I'm now hearing in my ear from General Manager Paul Heyman that at bragging rights it is going to be Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Jericho one more time. But we are going backstage now with one half of the tag team champions. Cactus Jack agreeing to Bubba Ray Dudley's terms. Next week, Cactus Jack, Bubba Ray Dudley one-on-one. And now we're just finding out that match is going to be contested under Extreme Rules. If Cactus Jack fails to win that match, Terry Funk and Cactus Jack will never tag again, and Bubba Ray Dudley, in typical Bubba Ray fashion, smacking that belt round the back of the head, and one half of the ECW Tag Team Champions coming out on that one on top. So next week, Bubba Ray Dudley versus Cactus Jack one-on-one. Bubba Ray, of course, along with his brother Devon, the brand new ECW Tag Team Champions. But Bubba Ray Dudley one-on-one with Cactus Jack. If Cactus Jack wins that match, then the team of Funk and Foley will get another Tag Team title shot. But if Bubba Ray wins that match, then the team of Funk and Foley will never tag again. But moving on, we're already underway with the third contest of the evening. It is going to be the homicidal, genocidal, suicidal Sabu versus Dean Ambrose. And as I'm saying that, a huge springboard DDT spiking the head of Ambrose down. Ambrose retreating to the outside. Ambrose does not want any part of Sabu. Sabu has been on a huge winning streak here on ECW. A couple of huge victories over Rey Mysterio, including at the pay-per-view. Sabu on one of the best runs of his career, but Dean Ambrose is now back in control on the outside of the ring. Ambrose with a huge victory of his own at the pay-per-view when Dean Ambrose defeating the Sandman in Sandman's own signature Singapore Cage match. So both Sabu and Dean Ambrose coming off great runs, coming off big wins, but these two superstars on great form enter this match as winners. But one of these guys is definitely going to end a loser, and the only question is, who is that going to be? Oh, what a move by Sabu. Well, it's currently looking like Sabu is in control of this one, so it looks like Sabu potentially is going to be extending his winning ways. What a move by Sabu, the former champion, picking Ambrose up, but no, Ambrose, the leader of the new breed, in typical heel fashion, the rake to the eye. And now sending Sabu down again. Week after week, Sabu has been involved in the match of the night. Let's see if Sabu and Dean Ambrose can reproduce that magic here tonight in the Land of Extreme. No weapons involved in this one, but I'm sure as the match goes on, plenty of weapons will be involved, as we have come accustomed to by the suicidal, genocidal Sabu. Sabu, the ECW original, definitely in control of this one. Sabu, arguably the most extreme superstar on this entire universe mode. Sabu kicking Ambrose away. What is this? The Big Show out of nowhere. A huge choke slam to Sabu. What the hell, Big Show? SmackDown superstar Big Show attacking ECW Sabu. On last week's edition of SmackDown, the Big Show announcing himself as the whole effing Big Show, the so-called most extreme athlete in WWE history. The Big Show, that huge choke slam, making his point to Sabu, and thanks to the assist by the 500-pound giant, the leader of the new breed, has defeated Sabu here tonight. What the hell was Big Show thinking, coming back to the Land of Extreme? Big Show costing Sabu a huge victory. But it is that time already, main event time, as decided by you the viewers. It is going to be champion versus champion, but in a non-title contest. It is going to be ECW World Champion RVD versus ECW Television Champion Kevin Steen. The new breed's Kevin Steen, of course. This one is going to be extreme for sure. We just saw moments ago another member of the new breed, Dean Ambrose, pick up a big win. And if Kevin Steen can follow suit and get another victory for the new breed, that is really just going to reconfirm how powerful the new breed are here on this new version of ECW. Kevin Steen, the much larger and stronger man of the pair, the 250-pounder, former Ring of Honor champion, currently the ECW Television Champion, looking to get a huge victory over RVD. And if Kevin Steen can get a victory over the World Champion, then surely that is just going to signify that Kevin Steen is ready for the main event here on ECW and is ready to be a contender for RVD's ECW title. Despite a brief comeback by RVD, Kevin Steen remaining in control. This is not looking good for the ECW champion. A huge sit-down powerbomb by the 250-pounder. But RVD kicking out after that one. Again, I don't want to keep mentioning it, guys, but if you haven't yet seen the ECW exclusive pay-per-view Hardcore Reunion, then I definitely recommend you go back and take a look. On that show, we saw RVD become the brand new champion. RVD defeating the former champion Bam Bam Bigelow in an amazing table, ladders and chairs match. So like I said, if you missed that show, then go back and take a look. But that TLC match was awesome. It was brutal. It was one of the best matches of the evening. Everything we have come to expect from the Land of Extreme. But that match was so brutal, you've got to wonder, oh, but as I'm saying that, RVD driving the TV champion through that barricade. But as I was saying, guys, that TLC match was arguably the most brutal match we've ever seen in ECW history. So you've got to question the condition that RVD is going to find himself in as this match goes on. But so far, RVD not looking too bad from a physical standpoint, but the effects of that TLC match could definitely play a part as this match goes on. You can see now, just to the bottom of the TV screen, that announcer's table that we saw the Big Show crush Sabu through moments ago. And I'm now hearing in my ear, coming up at Bragging Rights, it is going to be with the Hardcore Championship on the line. It is going to be Big Show versus Sabu. Another Bragging Rights match confirmed there. Another cross-branded match. This time it's going to be SmackDown versus ECW. So Bragging Rights shaping up very nicely indeed. Just to have a quick rundown through the matches already announced. It is going to be the N.W.O. versus DX in a huge Tag Team Champions versus Tag Team Champions match. We do not know the match type for that contest yet, but DX are going to be announcing the match type on this week's edition of SmackDown. But not only do we have that match, as just announced, we're going to be having Sabu versus the Big Show for the World Wrestling Federation Hardcore Championship. We've also got ECW's Chris Jericho going to be battling Raw's Eddie Guerrero one more time. Again, we do not know that match type yet, but that will be announced between now and the pay-per-view. And how can we forget the huge main event of that show? SmackDown World Champion CM Punk versus Raw's World Wrestling Federation Champion Steve Austin versus ECW's own ECW Heavyweight Champion Rob Van Dam in a huge triple threat champion of champions matchup. 3 champions will enter, but only 1 champion will leave, because as we already know, the 2 losers of that match are going to be stripped of their respective world championships, and the winner of that match is not only going to keep their own respective title, but they're going to be crowned the first ever champion of champions champion. But more on that between now and Bragging Rights, because we are here in the Land of Extreme and we have got a phenomenal main event in front of us. Champion versus champion, TV champion Kevin Steen versus world champion RVD, and RVD going for signature ECW and signature Rob Van Dam, sending that chair into the face of Kevin Steen. RVD clearly feeling that momentum is on his side. Oh, but Kevin Steen in typical Newbury fashion. Big rake to the eye, and what is this? Oh, a cradle suplex into the cover. That move would have broke a normal man's neck. You've got to thank RVD's physical condition. RVD has got to be thankful he is so flexible. Like I said, that would have broken a normal man's neck. But RVD managing to get out of that one after a long 2 count, fighting back. And now a huge super kick just like we saw on Monday's edition of Raw as War. Again, if you haven't seen Raw yet, you can see a link to that show down in the description below. But what is this? RVD! Oh, that signature monkey flip, sending a 250-pounder Kevin Steen onto that steel chair. RVD now going top rope. 5-star. Oh, cannot connect. The new breeze, Kevin Steen rolling out the way, and now a huge enziguri kick. But as I was saying, if you missed Raw as War on Monday, you can see that show in the description below. In the main event of that show, we saw CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold coming out on top, but that is not where the story ended. After Stone Cold Steve Austin defeated CM Punk, Stone Cold was celebrating when from nowhere RVD, almost a forgotten man in that bragging rights triple threat champion and champions matchup, coming out from nowhere, giving the super kick to Stone Cold Steve Austin, and then ending Raw, giving Stone Cold a 5-star frog splash, and that show ending with the whole effing show standing tall. I'm sure there is going to be hell to pay for RVD from Stone Cold between now and bragging rights. But back into tonight's action, Kevin Steen, RVD, Extreme Rules. We can see the ring now filling out of weapons. We've got a chair, a ladder, steel steps, a table. And now that steel chair wrapped around the face of RVD. What a great move and great strategy there by Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen now climbing the ladder, but RVD quickly to his feet and now slowly following the big man. Oh, but Kevin Steen punching RVD off. Kevin Steen, 450. Oh, a 450 off the top of the ladder. Cannot connect. RVD out of the way. RVD now finding momentum on his side, staging another comeback. Big leg drop kick to the face of Kevin Steen off the ropes. Signature RVD with that kick to the chin of Kevin Steen. The new breeds, Kevin Steen, of course. We have already seen Dean Ambrose pick up a big win for that stable, but can Kevin Steen follow suit and get another big victory for the new breed? But getting that victory is not going to be easy because RVD, the whole effing show, is the ECW champion, and he is champion for a reason. RVD, one of the most extreme competitors in ECW history, and it looks like we're about to be getting even more extreme. RVD with the thumb taunt to the crowd. RVD going top rope, Kevin Steen on that table, but Kevin Steen quickly off. Both men in a bad situation on top of that ladder. Who is going to come out this one better? Oh, it's not going to be Kevin Steen. Kevin Steen kicked off that 15-foot high ladder, sent crashing back down through that table. What a match this has been. RVD on top of that ladder. Oh, he connects. A super 5-star frog splash off that ladder. And a big victory for RVD, the ECW Heavyweight Champion, defeating Kevin Steen in an amazing, brutal contest. But RVD leaving ECW tonight with a big victory. But what is this? The music of the NWO hitting. RVD waiting for CM Punk to appear. Oh, but CM Punk, the world champion, the leader of the NWO, one of RVD's opponents next Sunday at bragging rights in the ring, attacking the ECW champion from behind. And here is the Big Show. We have already seen what the Big Show can do on ECW. Big Show attacking Sabu previously, and now a 2-man concerto by the NWO to the ECW champion. But what is this? Stone Cold Steve Austin, the other man in that triple threat contest, Raw's World Wrestling Federation champion, is back here on ECW, stomping the crap out of the NWO, notably world champion CM Punk. And now Stone Cold getting a big response from the ECW fans of Stone Cold, a former ECW superstar, helping Van Dam to his feet. But Stone Cold Steve Austin with a huge Stone Cold Stunner. We said at the end of Raw, after RVD attacked Austin, that there will be hell to pay for RVD. And not only has RVD taken a 2-man concerto, but Stone Cold Steve Austin, after helping RVD to his feet, delivering a huge Stone Cold Stunner to the whole effing show. But that is it for tonight, guys. Coming up next week, we got bragging rights, Austin, RVD, CM Punk, Champion of Champions matchup. This huge feud continues. Good night, guys.